else would have stopped me from being part of the program. So I'm very sorry, of a seasoned journalist, a professional indeed, because he sounded not friendly at all, so unprofessional. I have a bit of your knowledge, a bit knowledge of journalism. A journalist does not take sides openly. But he took sides and condemned a serving minister using the word that he was rude. That wasn't nice at all. And I'm sure that himself would have regretted the use of that word, rude. You can hold your own opinion, but not while on air. He said that a serving minister is rude or was rude. So I won't go that way, because I have seen a plethora of arguments, responses, and replies in that direction. The Honorable Minister's office had responded. Many analysts have responded. And so it's not my business so much to respond to it, but to say that the approach was very, very wrong. It was unprofessional. The other reason I requested your presence is many burning issues in River State. Just as I was coming, one of you asked me, what's the issue? How is the reconciliation in River State going? And I told him that I will address the matter here. I won't be giving side comments. And we're here. I need to state or take this opportunity to let you know that there is no reconciliation in River State. I think that we thank Mr. President for all the actions he has taken on this matter, including the request or the order or the directive for reconciliation to take place. But for some of you who followed the minister's media chat, he told the whole world that Naira Fubara had visited with him only once, and he called the persons that came with him, and also was in a hurry, because he told him he was rushing into London, and that was the last he saw him. And we're wondering if there was supposed to be a reconciliation. Can the reconciliation exist in the world of forms? It should be seen to be practical and physical. Every day, I don't know the one they will tag today, every day you will see some young people or some people gather somewhere. Either they are drinking, or they are eating what they call bole, or they are eating at some joints, and you see them dancing. And these are Naira Fubara's first 11 former chairmen of council. I'm aware. Well, they were ousted by the Supreme Court, and I don't know whether I'll be right to still call them former chairmen. I now wonder, and these things are within themselves. It's not like they are circling around those who they should talk with and reconcile with. No. And so I wonder that kind of style of reconciliation, rather than that you want to take the president for granted and do what you want to do. I worry. I worry. I worry. The reason I worry is that I am chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. And that fact is known to everybody, including himself. Shouldn't the suspended governor be moving around now to see how to bring about peace and reconciliation of River State? Reconciliation is not about only your team, your voice. Gather somewhere and you eat, you drink, you dance. What's that? That's not it at all. Meanwhile, you hear things like on the 29th of May, when the president marks his second year in office, the state of emergency will be reversed. And 29th came and passed. We didn't hear that. Now the strong rumor, I don't know where they are getting their facts. What is very strong now in Port Harcourt is that on the 12th, being Democracy Day, the president was going to reverse the emergency rule order in River State. We are not afraid. Nobody is. No member of APC is. The decision to declare a state of emergency in River State was a masterstroke by Mr. President. Even recently, the suspended governor has said on his own, I'm sure he would have heard and seen what was on ground. When it happened, he was angry. He had a press statement to make. Abentra is now saying, look, that he doesn't know how the president got his facts. That the president's decision for a state of emergency saved him. Otherwise, it would have been history. And that's the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. I'm sure we have not forgotten that there is a Supreme Court judgment on the issue of River State. We have also not forgotten in a hurry that there was an order, an impeachment notice rather, hanging on his neck before the state of emergency was proclaimed by Mr. President. And all that had to bring the situation down. And people are saying, oh, there was no reason for emergency. They're not there. Some of them became revisionists, saying what they feel they should say. Perhaps some were saying what they said, not applying reasonability, but they are applying, or rather they are being informed by what they have in their pockets. I am a resident of River State. if I have to visit any state, I go there as visitor. And I've all my life lived in River State. And I have been at the epicenter of this whole struggle that have lasted for 1 year plus. And so I have the facts and figures at my disposal. I do. I can boast of that. Now, the Supreme Court judgment is on your neck. You already had an order on your neck, which of course was the first process or procedure for impeachment of an executive. And you and I know, including himself, that impeachment is not the same as military what? Impeachment is not the same as a military coup. There are times, procedures, and so forth and so on. But the State House of Assembly has set out those processes, and he knew. They served on him. Supreme Court has spoken on the matter. And so there wouldn't have been, or there would have been some kind of seamless approach to easing him out. And as if the president knew, he did not only suspend the governor, he suspended the assembly members. In other words, the assembly members cannot be outside government and begin to impeach the governor. In the course of reconciliation, there are majorly groups to talk to. The governor should have spoken with the assembly. The governor would have spoken to elders of the state. Just the same way he ran into the minister and ran out. I thought he would have been very consistent and be pushy so that reconciliation will be achieved. This can I use this? Thank you. I'm trained to be a teacher, and so I like to move my body. This all confines me to. Yes. Yeah, so thank you. So the man has done nothing other than his boast that he has been talking with the high and mighty, and that whether we exist or not is less concerned, and so the mandate, according to him, the emergency rule will be reversed, whether we like it or not. But for all I know, even if the emergency rule is reversed, are you going to work with spirits? The emergency rule didn't foreclose the possibility of an impeachment, which the Supreme Court had decided on. So we thought that the best thing for him to do is to have a reconciliation, thorough reconciliation, and nobody will even remember that there was a Supreme Court judgment. We all move as one family, as one team. So that's to answer the issue somebody raised, that there is no reconciliation ongoing, at least not to my knowledge. At least as chairman of APC, Rivers State, I should know. Shouldn't I? I know you won't say anything. But the truth of the matter is that reality on ground should have been that I should know. Even if they don't feel like talking to us, I should know. I've spoken to virtually all the strata of our society, and nobody has told me that there was a move to say, look, whatever it is worth, let us agree that bygone should be bygone. Nobody at all. You only see them dancing, like I told you, eating bole, going to an eatery, and they post on platform, they dance. And they say, sing all manner of very offensive songs. We were here, and I was going to say that the little I know of the law and the little I know of political science, the president did not take that decision alone. The president's decision was gazetted and was taken to the National Assembly. Both houses concurred before it was full-blown. I'm not aware that the president has done so in reversal, especially against the backdrop of their boast every day. And on the 12th of June, the president will reverse. Like I said, nobody is scared of the decision of the president. After all, when he took the decision for state of emergency, he did it because he's president. So please, no reconciliation move is on. None. There's no to me. Please, if anybody feels or has any counter, if anybody has facts to countermand with what I have said, invite the person and invite me to a debate. I will know who is saying the truth and who is not. The other issue to actually talk about, I'm sure some of you will have prepared yourself for the question. If you recall, I had once been here, and I told you that I'm one man that was privileged to work with Amechi as governor of Rivers State, and to work with Chief E.N. Wike as chairman of council. And that my rules were so deep that I could make suggestions concerning two of them. And I told one of the colleague of ours that asked the question, I said, if I'm given the opportunity to suggest or to do what we call value judgment, and I think I was very careful with my words. I think that anytime, any day, Wike was going to defeat Amechi. I work with both of them, so I know them very well. But that's not the issue now. I remember, I think it's my friend Tony, asked me, say, which party is Amechi? I said, I don't know. You go and ask him the party he belongs. But that the much I know, as chairman, he never attends any meeting of APC under me. I don't know whether he attends anywhere else, but in River State, he does not attend. But again, I said that Amaechi did not support Tinubu. He didn't vote for him, he didn't campaign for him. And some people here, just like Akpoti did, may not have believed me. But I gave my facts and figures. I don't talk anyhow. What has happened now? Has he not now been the one who had let the cat out of the bag by saying that he told Tinubu that he wasn't going to support him and that he never voted for him? So that again vindicates me. That again vindicates me. Sorry, please. Here we are. He said Nigerians are hungry. Well, that if they are not hungry, himself is hungry. And it was laughable. I saw what response Wike gave at the minister. And you and I will agree with him. You're hungry? If I say, well, you may be hungry, but not of food. You're not hungry for food. You're hungry for power. And that's the truth. You are Speaker of Assembly in a vibrant state as River State for 8 years. Not even the least attempt was made to impeach you or whatever. And he was the latest entrant into the assembly, where he had to pass through the court. And his colleagues, who knew his relationship with the governor then, waited for him to be over with the matter. As soon as he won the matter, the assembly was proclaimed. And he was speaker from that day till the day he left as assembly member. He had no issues with the governor because they had known themselves over time. And it was the reason why his colleague said, let's wait for him, because of his relationship with the then governor, Peter Odili. They are able to get whatever they want to get through him faster and seamlessly. After assembly, you became governor of a state again as viable, as vibrant, as robust as River State. And the 8 years unfettered. The 8 years were unfettered. Nobody attempted to impeach you, apart from maybe at the twilight of the administration, I had this problem with federal government, spearheaded by CP Joseph Mbo. And after 8 years, you were minister, super minister for that matter, for 7 donkey years and a half. Let's take the time he was campaigning to be presidential candidate out. That's why I said 7.5 years. So 8 plus 8 plus 7. I think it's about 23 years in a row. And that kind of person, says was hungry. That was not nice. It was not in good faith. It was a deliberate attempt to cast aspersions on Mr. President. And somebody who works with the president, who knows him very well, comes to say, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. That's why I have mentioned it to you that I did not think that Abati was right. Because he didn't go beyond that. But Abati came, analyzed, and said Wike was a rude person. Now, the man said, you are hungry for power, not food. Then what they see the governor, my former boss, former minister, his response became that he doesn't talk to children. I am taught in elementary logic that if somebody accuses you of a thing, all your energy should be channeled into accepting or denying that statement. It's not to introduce something new. For example, I come here today and say to you that somebody's here, mother, God forbid, is a thief. Instead of the person taking his time to say, no, my mother was not a thief. He also introduces a new thing. Okay, what of your own father? Have you answered the question? The answer is no. You've left the issue and you're addressing a different thing. If they say you are hungry for power, you should be able to say, no, I'm not hungry for power. C, A, C, B, C, D. Not, I don't talk to children. What's that? Somebody at the level of Wike is still a child. Was Wike at any point a child to Wike? No. Was Wike at any point a child to Amechi? And my answer is clear. No. No. Hell no. I told you that I work with these two men and I know them because I know my name. Wike was elected chairman of Obiakpo Local Government Council in 1999 under the aegis of the PDP. And so he was in office as chairman of Obiakpo Local Government. Amechi also won his case at the Court of Appeal. He went to the Court of Appeal when he lost. He won his case. And much later, in 1999, became Speaker of the House of Assembly. So there was no meeting point. It was not a case of, I was your this, I was that. No. And I imagine that that's where the relationship started. Wike was the first chairman of our local government that broke the genes of second tenure in Obiakpo. Nobody goes to second tenure in Obiakpo local government. Because we believe that for the 3 years, you would have taken everything that you would have taken on top of an Iroko tree. The local government is rich, and so we expect that you have taken everything. And again, we were highly interested in zoning. So I think it was his second visionary journey, his attempt that it was in that attempt that Amechi came in support of Wike. What is more then was that the man had done quite a lot in the LGA, and that endeared him to many people. But there was an infinitesimal number of minority in the LGA that insisted that he runs only one town, just like others. So that was, they asked me, their meeting point, because having done quite a lot, when the matter came, Amechi stood in his support and went back to vote and won. I'm being careful because of time. Yeah. By 2002, we, the Ikwere people, were anticipating to take over from Otili. And Otili himself had said so. I will be handing over to an Ikwere man, likely, because in the history of Rivers State, in spite of the fact that we had the largest number in terms of human beings and the expanse of land, we were never elected governor of the state. So as soon as the governor then showed that in his body language, we set up structures. I was secretary of a group called Ikwere Youth Movement, Secretary General. It carries the acronym of IYM, Ikwere Youth Movement. I was Secretary General. And it was a group that was sent to the hinterland first to begin to re-engineer the minds of our people to come and work with government. Otherwise, before then, the Ikwere people, because we have bushes, we just take our gun, our den gun, and our trap to the bush and kill bush meat. We have little river here and there. You just take your hook, come. We have farm. Very expansive farmland. We go and farm. We say, people should carry a thing and go. So we needed to go and re-engineer our people so that they would know that there was need for them to participate in the government. Government of Rivers State does not belong to any group. Why? The reason they get too was that we needed to sensitize and conscientize them for a battle of 2007. So we started quite early. 2002, IYN was formed against a battle of 2007. That's 5 years ahead. I was the Secretary General. And if anybody else says otherwise, should also come here or anywhere and say I lied. I was the one who inaugurated all the chapters in the local villages, hinterlands, hamlets, waterside, with this business of gentlemen and ladies. Come, let's participate in government and governance of Rivers State. I did. I think I still give credit to my President General, who gave me the opportunity to move around Ikode villages to re-engineer the minds of our people. In 2007, people will remember the story of K-Leg, when flags have to be given to candidates of our party by the former president, and for whatever reason, whatever information he had, he gave to the other 5. And we all were expecting that with the event holding in Rivers State, he was going to do our own last. When he got there, he said, Rivers State has no candidate. So what do you mean? He said the candidacy of Rivers State is fraught with K-Leg. You all know that we can't, nobody will even attempt to go close. But people were shouting, why? No. It didn't make any meaning. So for us, it was finished. And we said, no, we will follow up. Our then leader, Akpoti, ran to Ghana because ESCC was after him. He ran to Ghana for safety. The man who led Wike and Akpoti's political family in Rivers State was Ezenwoyeson Wike. He was just Chief E.N. Wike. Because of that, when Omeha became governor, for the 6 months he was in the rostrum, he made all attempts to bring Wike into his side. Wike refused. And because of Wike, Omeha dissolved the local government. He said, okay, let me see where you get money to continue this fight. Omeha did. A governor making overtures at you, telling you whatever you want in this government, just support me. Because he knew that that was his strength. Chief E.N. Wike refused. I can tell you, I don't know if he's here that I've spoken about it. He would have been a pauper today if Akpoti didn't win. Because he had sold all that he had, all that he acquired, including the house that he was living, had been mortgaged. He was the one taking all of us in Rivers State who believed in Akpoti, bringing all of us here to Abuja. Rented buses, paid accommodation. I tell you where I was staying then, Edibina. I'm sure some of you know Edibina Hotel. Edibina Hotel was about 3,000 or 5,000. That was my category. There were others who would have been staying in hotels of 2,000. It's according to gradation. Edibina then you don't have water, hot water. And me, I cannot bathe cold water, and several others. So they were the ones, the staff brought water upstairs for us and shared amongst our buckets. Yet we were comfortable. What was our mission? Our mission is go to Supreme Court. First, Court of Appeal. See what is happening. Supreme Court. Now, who pioneered all this? Who? It was Wike that did. Anybody that says it's a lie should come. That's why I was not happy when Akpoti said what he said about how he became governor. He could not have been governor from Ghana. The Attorney General now was our lawyer. Somebody sees the lawyer. Somebody discusses with the lawyer. Somebody takes brief from the lawyer. What are we going to do today? He will advise you this is the strategy to go on. It was the only person who had that privilege, the only person who had that audacity was Wike. Imagine that he took those overtures that he took. Because if you name anything, a governor telling you, name anything you want, I'll give to you. Please leave this argument. And somebody says no. Instead, you are willing to sell everything that you have. Now, when the Supreme Court gave the judgment on the matter, they said, swear him in now. Because according to them, what the Court of Appeal did was judicial rascality. So instead of asking for a fresh election, they went straight to say that the party was the one that won the election, not individual. I'm sure all of you followed. But luckily today, that is no longer a potent law. It's no longer a law. Because after many years, they also realized that they took that decision out of anger. And when we came back to Port Harcourt, Amechi is a Catholic, a Papa Knight for that matter. One would have expected that he was going to hold his Thanksgiving service in the church, any of the Catholic churches. The Catholic has record of having very large auditorium that can carry twice any auditorium of Anglican in River State. Then he chose to go and do his Thanksgiving at a church, at the residence, at Wike's place, Rome Prico. He told the whole world, when it was his time to speak, that he gives credit, he thanks God for the success reckoned at the Supreme Court, that after God, that the other person, the human being that made him governor, is the one else. It was the reason of that I said I must do it in your village. I'll send pictures and videos so that you hear him. That after God, it was Wike. That Wike has shown that he's a brother. Because he has every reason, every opportunity to say no. And all of a sudden, I hear because of this small thing, it's saying that it was not Wike, that his lawyer was Fabemi. We agree. I read this. Don't worry, that program won't start at 2. I can rest assure you.
Because someone have access to the place.
You won't even let it. Well, by 1 they would have blocked off everywhere. Anyway, so I like to take your responses, but please have it in mind. Have it in mind that I am neither Wike nor Amechi. I speak to you from the point of knowledge. In the court, when two people are disagreeing, there's usually somebody that the judge will allow, as long as he mentions that he's an amicus, that is friend of the court. Take it from me that it was Wike, E.N. Wike, that was responsible after God. Amechi himself accepted, agreed to Amechi's emergence as governor of Rivers State. So I want to rest my case so that we can.
Thank you very much. It's been a very long time.
Yeah. Serious targets. We are being hunted and hunted like games. Is it because it didn't happen? So immediately the president he could have brought any human being. But he brought a former military officer to show you that he knew what was going on. Now, if Seminalaye Fubara decides to join the APC, it has no reason, it has nothing to do with state of emergency in Rivers State. His sins cannot be forgiven because he came to a party. It's not true. What is more, he has not spoken to me. I'm the chairman. He will enter the party through the door, not the window. Have I not said so many times here? He will enter the party. Not only him. There are procedures for defection to a different party. And if he claims to be a politician, he would know that all politics, he says, is local. He will go and defect to his ward. And then from there, he comes to us. But he hasn't spoken to me. And my ward chairman have asked. Nobody have got any information about him entering the APC. And it's going to be a wrong thing to say that because of your belongation to a political party, your sins are forgiven. It's not true. Thank you.
Jim.
Okay, so the APC version. Are you worried?
How can I be worried, Mr. President? I don't know whether you also saw Mr. President in the company of Chief Ian Wike and Chief Marcus Oleji, who also visited with him. Plenty people would have visited with him. So we can't be worried. I mean, we cannot gag the president to say, you will see Mr. A, you will not see Mr. B. Perhaps if I made an application to see Mr. President, I would have been there with my team.
Sir, maybe you're on the last one, sir. Maybe the last. Sorry, I don't know if you have.
And he would have made APC as a dumping ground for people who have who do misdemeanor and believe that by and large they will come to reconciliation.
So, sir, which means with the way things are going in Rivers State, peace is not in sight.
Well, I am not a prophet of doom. I can only say to you from the benefit of knowledge that I am not aware of any reconciliatory move.
Because this crisis is between PDP and PDP. APC has no role to play in this reconciliation move. So why would we not say that? Because we know that Fubara met with the president twice, met with him once, and you are saying there is no reconciliation.
No reconciliation is going on now. Is it going to talk to Mr. President? But Mr. President has said, go and make peace. No attempt at that. No attempt is made around that area. I just told you what our people are doing on the streets. No, what?
Before interjected it. That you are not aware of any reconciliation.
I'm not aware. I'm not aware.
Can you just something you wanted to say?
There's no. Okay, please. I said within the bounds of my knowledge, and as somebody who had played and is still playing at the epicenter of all of these in Rivers State, I am not aware of any reconciliation or reconciliatory moves by Fubara and his team. I just told you what they do. They just go into I won't even use the word flamboyance, because that time they used to go and eat bole, you're also trying to annoy some persons. And again, when the man has been boasting that he will come back and all of them will go back to their positions, how does it work that way? On the 29th of May, when they still till he went to somewhere, he was assuring them that he will soon return. And that when he returns, that they should all be calm. That when he returns, all of them will go back to their offices. It's the reason majorly why they are busy in the grandstanding. So, what is the reason in saying, okay, we have removed you? He has said to himself, the man has said this, can we not officially? I said, no. That would be double kill. He said he's not.